Today I effed up by pranking the military, and it was the most embarrassing moment of my life.
No, not the embarrassment, but the pranks though. Did you say after you got in trouble, did you say like it's just a prank, bro?
Well, like they don't really look at it that way, right? Because everything has to be so serious, right? Like, when you protect, missiles and nukes and all that shit, like pranking really isn't the thing.
What about protecting humor?
Yeah. I feel like humor
Preserving
has
comedy.
a place in the American ethos. Like think of Mark Twain. Think of the other comedians, Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Mark Twain, Jerry Seinfeld, equal.
I mean, very good military members, right? Those two guys served their country.
That
right.
they did.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Wait, was Mark Twain in the military?
Say again?
I think he may have been. I think he may have been. I don't know. I'm not a Mark Twain.
I don't think Jerry Seinfeld was.
Connoisseur.
No, I don't think
busy.
so. He was making jokes about napkins.
He was too
And
busy
airplane
making
snacks.
millions.
Yeah.
Jerry was just making millions.
Yeah. It's a show
But
about nothing.
Yeah. So long story short, I get back from like a deployment and we're all disgruntled. And we get back and they're like, hey guys, welcome back. Guess what? You have the shittiest work schedule, period. It's all nights. It's like every day you work is a night, right? So it's like 9 p.m. till 6 a.m. 6 days straight, 3 days off, then back to 6 days of nights, blah, blah, blah. And my boys and I were like, man, dude, this sucks. This is all bullshit. So we're like at work one night. I'm like grabbing some food in the fridge and I open the freezer and I notice these like frozen fish tilapia fillets.
Okay.
Like vacuum sealed individually,
Right.
you look at it and I don't know why it came to me, but I was like, dude, we should crack the seal on some of these and put them behind the desks on like various like high ranking officials upstairs, right?
Oh,
And he's
God.
like, and I don't know what, but like, I mean, we're like 20 years old, right? We
Right.
thought this was
Yeah.
No,
brilliant.
but this is a great. But I feel like this is a great harmless prank, right? It's like
Harmless prank,
we're
harmless
just gonna make it smelly.
It's
like
stinky.
Yeah, I imagine like the military like locker rooms probably smell no different, right?
Quite horrible.
Exactly. So it's like I think this is actually a fragrance that
You're
would be
leveling out
welcome.
the scent.
Yeah, you're leveling out the scent. Two negatives equal positive.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. Well, so like the whole setup was like cubicles, right? They're like all like this. And so in between there's like an inch gap, right? Where like no one would ever check for frozen fish tilapia fillets in cracked seal.
Really?
Back.
Well, I really thought they would have checked there for that.
That's like
Did
my
they not
that's my-
have that? That's not one of like the how like they like make sure your bed is folded in the right way and your shoes are
That's part of your
laced. That's not
checklist.
one of the checklists.
frozen tilapia fillets. Let's go. And so like we go and we like cracked a few, we put them in the back, we're like, oh dude, this is gonna be fucking funny, right? And it was over like Thanksgiving break. So there's like a week when no one was in the building.
Where it's festering.
It's chilling. It's chilling, right? So we get a call, everyone gets recalled to the squadron. And they have everyone line up. You're in formation. They're like, tell us why you think it's funny to put frozen fish fillets upstairs. Because I guess they had an HVAC crew come out. They're like, something died in the vent. It had to have been a rat or something. And we're like, oh, fuck.
No.
Oh my
And
god!
so, dude, so my boys and I are like, oh, dude, this is hilarious. And then they're like, if no one confesses, everyone is getting punished by no one being able to leave and go home for the holidays around Thanksgiving. And like once they like brought everyone else like involved, I was like, man, like, yeah, we don't want to like piss everyone else off. So
Right.
we leave formation. We like sit. I remember we're sitting in the parking lot. I'm like, dude, should we just like fucking tell them? And we're like, yeah, we should just tell them. So we walk in. We're like, hey guys, like it was us. We were the fish.
We were the fish bandits.
We were the fish bandits, dude. It was so funny. So like, end of the day, they ended up like, I don't know, a week later, they gave us like a LOR, like a letter of reprimand or something like that. We're like, I would not do this again. I am severely sorry, blah, 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 blah. And then you had to give like a public apology.
Wow.
It's like shaming. Let's go back to their first story. Shaming,
Right.
So let's
Shame.
it's full circle, right? Full circle. So they shame you by getting you have to stand in front of everybody, the whole squadron. And it was weirdly enough at a chapel. So it's like the house of God in worship. And you're just like standing, I remember standing
Look
at
at
this podium.
that cross. Feel
It's
the
like-
shame.
I was like, I had to be so serious. Like, I am extremely sorry for putting frozen tilapia fillets, 3 of them to be precise, behind some desks. And they try to make it like it was targeted. They targeted this person. I was like, no, at random, you got fished. You got fish filleted, tilapia fillet. And anyways, long story short, I had to be very serious. And it was like the most embarrassing time of my life, I think. I was like,
That's
this is just
hilarious,
ridiculous.
though.
It was
That
like
is
so stupid and like
hilarious.
harmless and like, dude, but it was funny because to this day, everyone was like, yeah, I remember fucking Witters, man. He like came back from his deployment. Him and his boys were all disgruntled and they were just putting frozen fish fillets everywhere. I was like, it's just crazy, man. It's like 10, 12 years later, man, they still talk about it on that base. I had
That's
a buddy who
amazing.
got stationed there like 6 months after I left. And he'd tell me about it all the time.
So
That's
is that
hilarious. That's the
is
story.
there so that's your prank, right? That has been
Yeah.
retold throughout the channels of history. Is there any pranks that
Years.
you've heard of that are like even older or like that you heard in your time
Some
on base?
lore.
Yeah, I want to hear some Air Force lore.
Oh, dude, I mean, everyone's super uptight in the military.
Damn.
No one wants to fuck around.
It
I mean,
makes
usually
sense.
it's like, the drinking and driving shit, but like no one's like creative enough to just like get fished,
Yeah.
Like,
That
You know,
takes
it's more
some
like mischievous
serious
shit,
but like-
creativity.
dude. Yeah, so no, I mean, outside of that, there's no stories outside of that.
Well, I think that is a great one, and I'm glad you were
Yeah, we
able
should
to
end on
share
that
this
one.
fish with us and allow the smell to
Yeah.
permeate throughout the ages.
Yeah.
I do hope that like the influencer like apology videos are literally like, everyone, I am so sorry for putting fish. Like, could we have the I'm sorry video about fish behind desks?
It was like John Cena apologizing to like China,
Exactly.
right? He's like, I am so sorry I called Taiwan its own country. I'm sorry I put frozen fish fillets behind some desks upstairs over the holiday break. Fuck
Oh my
John
God.
Cena.
That seems like a great place to end. Fuck John Cena.
Let's go, baby.
Today I effed up by thinking it was normal to gush blood out of my mouth for the last 20 years.
That's not normal, bro. That's not normal at all.
Not very normal. Not
No.
very normal.
If anyone has that happening to them, it's not normal. Stop.
Might want to contact your nearest doctor,
Yeah.
physician,
medicine man,
dentist,
Sherpa.
shaman,
Yeah.
all of those. Your whole team.
Whole team.
So this F up gradually set in on me over the last few weeks. I'm in my mid 30s, and for as long as I can remember, nearly every time I would brush my teeth, I would get a little bit of blood in my toothpaste and I spit it out, which that happens sometimes.
That happens.
If you
I-
over aggressively,
Yeah,
brush.
that happens to me.
It's occasional. It's been going on for so long that I thought it was just normal for me until a few months ago. Last year, my partner noticed the blood in my spit, radiating concern, asking, "Oh my God, are you okay? Why is your mouth bleeding?" I was like, "What do you mean?
My mouth always bleeds.
That always happens. There's nothing abnormal here, sweetheart." She gave me this horrified look. "That's not supposed to happen. You need to go to the dentist." At the time, I just thought to myself, man, whatever. It's been like this for years. My mouth is probably just more sensitive than most people's. It's a Drake mouth.
Drake mouth.
Yeah, it's sensitive.
Oh. Nice.
Fast forward to a couple months ago, I had a few days of one of my teeth aching. It felt a lot like a cavity I had before, but I was preparing myself to have another root canal. Those are not fun.
God.
Those are not. Have you had a root canal?
No.
Dude, they like drill up in there, and then when they pull it out, like you see like all the roots of your teeth, and it's wild, dude. Your teeth are like, it's like a little octopus, like psh.
An octopus?
Yeah, because of the roots of the teeth going up into the gums. There's like little
Yeah.
things that stick.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll stop. This is very much fun.
Yeah.
Like Sam, Opie says he is not a fan of dentists.
Yeah.
But I knew that if I needed a root canal, it's better to rip off the Band-Aid sooner than later. So
Fair.
I find a dentist and they do all the x-rays and imaging. And then the dentist comes in and is like, So I see you don't have any cavities, but let me ask you this. Do your gums bleed when you brush? And I was like, yeah.
Yes, they do.
So he said, you have the early stages of periodontal disease, and your gums have started receding, exposing some of the roots of your teeth. Whoa. That is why you're getting sensitive. That's why you're getting sensitivity and toothaches. He went on to explain that it needs to stop or else my bone will start receding and my teeth will start falling out.
Ah, that's like the nightmare everyone has, like your
Dude,
teeth falling out.
Teeth falling out?
Bro.
That's insane. Yeah. My teeth always fall out in my dreams. Is that the same for you?
No, I've never had my teeth fall out in my dreams.
Really? I like, or like I crunch and they crack and then I like spit them out or something. That happens constantly in my dreams.
Mine is what's my reoccurring dream? I haven't been keeping track of my dreams lately, but like I did have one where I was shooting zombies.
Had a few zombie shooting ones. How does it end though? Do you end up and then you
this was when I was like could kind of lucid dream. This was like when I was super young, and so I would like keep imagining like bigger like things to shoot them with, like bazooka, but they just kept coming. I think eventually I just like woke up.
That's pretty awesome then.
Yeah.
Usually my like zombie or just dreams like that ends up with like a tiger just like mauling me in the face and then
zombie tiger.
Huh?
Zombie tiger.
I remember what it was like an apocalyptic setting, and I was like I had a sword and there was like I like some sort of mummy zombie things, and then my family was like dying or like they were killing my family or something, and then a tiger like mauled me and I woke up.
Bro, they always try to be killing your family.
Yeah, I have some nightmares sometimes.
Yeah, I used to have night terrors growing up.
Not as many now. Oh, growing up, yeah. I had it more like in my adult life, but not so much recently.
My worst stage was like I think when I was like 5, I would like wake up in the middle of the night and like I was convinced that my dream was still happening and people were like killing me, and I would like come screaming to my parents. And my mom still remembers this, and she's like, "This is why you shouldn't do psychedelics." She's like, "You had night terrors growing up. I know what you get like."
That is so funny. Yeah. Oh my what was her reaction when you came in? Because Sam's mom is kind of like straight and to the point, so I'm very curious what she like. Her reaction was to you coming in as a 5-year-old.
Oh, as a 5-year-old, I think she was like,
I think
I mean,
Samuel. This is all in your brain. Head. You must learn to
stop being an idiot. This isn't real,
dude. She's amazing.
Didn't say that. She was nice and
very comforting. Yeah. Okay, so now let's take a trip to the past. I used to hate going to the dentist ever since I was a kid. I avoided it in every way I could. But my mom was a dental assistant. There might be might need to go to therapy or something.
Yeah, some trauma right there.
And I made sure to make sure I went at least once a year on average. Over the last few years, ever since I got a bunch of root canals, teeth extracted, implants put in, blah, 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 blah.
Wow, you've a lot of dental work, bro.
Yeah. I've been going of my own volition once a year. Obviously, every time I went, the dentists were like, you need to floss more and do more regular cleanings. But I've always thought to myself, I don't have cavities, so who cares if I have a little extra buildup here and there. So you know what's bad? I have not historically, but I just started recently flossing again, actually because of Adam Scott was on podcast But Outside, and they were talking about flossing for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I've started by doing the first 3 teeth of both upper and lower to like build the habit, and then I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, I don't floss. I don't floss for shit.
I thought you were about to be like, I've flossed every day for the past
dude, I was
50 years.
No, like that's a great method of like starting with some of the teeth, because like just building the habit. But every time I go to the dentist, they're like, have you been flossing? And I'm like, yes, because what I do is usually I just floss right before.
Right.
So I'm not lying to the dentist, but I am.
In the past, now I'm like, yeah, what's wrong with me? Tell me how to fix it. But as a kid, I'm like, I remember one time I didn't brush my teeth before going to the dentist, and dude, I was so shook.
You got roasted.
Dude, she was roasting me, dude.
They always roast you. It's like, I just
trying to shame you into
bro. I'm like, I just
hygiene.
don't think flossing. I've never thought flossing is that important.
Yeah,
and I know that's probably not true because every dentist ever has said, "Bro, floss." But it's like,
We are out here. We are
We're
okay.
we're out here having teeth. Do I really need a floss?
Honestly,
The
that's
answer is yes, probably.
You know what? Let's create our own conspiracy community like Alex Jones, but it's all about flossing.
The big flossing companies want you to think that you need a floss, but in reality, it's just big floss trying to take your money.
The flossing industrial complex.
Yeah,
that's our next podcast, ladies
facts.
and gentlemen.
An investigative journalist.
It'll spiral out of control. That then hundreds of millions of people will believe it, and then
Bam.
It'll throw a
And then
presidential
everyone's
election.
teeth will be gone.
Everyone's teeth
We'll
will
all
be gone.
be eating mush.
It's gonna be great. This new dentist recommended deep cleaning every 3 months until the periodontal disease is under control, and I was like, sure, whatever it takes. Anyway, for the last visit, I started flossing every damn night.
Wow.
Every night. After about a week, I noticed, hey, my mouth isn't bleeding while I brush. That's strange. That's good news. And now it's been over a month and my mouth is still blood free. I didn't realize this was possible, y'all. I thought I was destined to bleed forever. Now the thought of my gums bleeding is the only motivation I need to floss every dang night. I am not going back to that. I really wish someone had just impressed upon me earlier that if I didn't floss as well, my jawbone would shrivel up and my teeth would fall out. I guess I needed to be scared straight. Man, this guy is really counteracting all the points we just made.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by Oral Blue. No, just kidding. It's not.
Until Oral Blue sponsors us. So Oral Blue, what's good? Also, I noticed that I didn't have a terrible morning breath either, which is a bonus. So
wow. Floss, I guess.
Floss, I guess. If your gums bleed when you brush,
Floss.
consider this PSA. Floss every day.
This is your sign.